Now, today, we're entering into another section of the journey, and we're going to look at a text that was crucial to me in coming to my current understanding, and that is Matthew chapter 5, specifically verses 17 through 20. Those well-known and well-debated verses where Yeshua said he did not come to destroy or to abolish the Torah, but to fulfill it, or you could say establish it. Now, the debate with these verses, it centers around, did Yeshua abolish the Torah as is taught in mainstream Christianity today? And if he did not come to destroy it, then should believers today still keep the law of Moses or the Torah? Now, that seems to be the question that is greatly debated, and this is not a new debate, but it's one that's been going on for centuries. Now, in the 2nd century AD, a self-proclaimed teacher by the name of Marcion, whom the early believers condemned as a heretic, argued that believers should not keep the law, the Torah. In fact, he taught that believers could not follow the law of Moses, the Torah, and the gospel of Yeshua at the same time. Now, a well-known early church father by the name of Tertullian, an early Christian apologist, he explains that Marcion's teachings focused on showing what he perceived to be an incompatibility between the law and the gospel. Here's what Tertullian stated in his work titled Against Marcion, and I quote, "The separation of law and gospel is the primary principal exploit of Marcion. Now, Marcion believed that all the Hebrew scriptures, or what most would call the Old Testament, was the word of a lesser-known deity, a demiurge, if you will, and urged believers to disconnect from it entirely. Now, believers in the early church, they did their best to condemn Marcion as a heretic, but many of his teachings continue to live on even in the modern-day church of today. Now, many people today hold to a view very similar to that of Marcion, believing that the law, Torah, is no longer applicable to our lives today. In fact, one example of this is found in the teachings of a well-known megachurch pastor, Andy Stanley. Now, in his book titled Irresistible, Stanley insists that the law, quote, has no say in the life of a believer, none, end of quote.